everyone, this is Sue. Today I want to share with you a project I've been working on. It's made out of the holiday ticket printable that I have in my shop, and I'll kind of show you what that looks like here. One has Victorian children, and then one has Santas on it. So what I needed to have some little gift boxes, so I wanted to make them a little bit more old-fashioned looking or Victorian looking, I guess you could say. So I thought I'm going to use that printable. So it can be a little gift box. You can stuff a little shredded paper in, or candies, or hang it on the tree, or whatever you think you need for the holiday time. So let's get started. Okay, so if you've got your printable, I created a new PDF file for the bottoms and the handles, and this is bottoms that are already, or bases that are already designed, and then this is another template for the bases. If you want to, like for instance, this one, I printed it on a designer cardstock, like the designer was on one side, so then I printed on the back side. So then the template design is printed on here, so you can just cut it out, and has the fold marks and everything. So that's what we're going to be using today. So what you'll need once you have your printables printed out is, of course, a scissor. I have the printables. Then I use some of this ribbon on the handles. I use some of this tinsel trim. Now you can use any kind of trims you want. I use some of this, I call it glittery snow, and then I used these paper fasteners to fasten the handle on, so it kind of moves back and forth. So. And this crocodile to punch the holes. I'm going to use this printable. I'm going to cut it. A cutter is too big to bring on camera, so first I'm going to cut on this line here to remove this. I'm going to use for the handle. Then I'm going to cut on the top, or I guess you could say the side and the top, or the other side. I'm going to cut along the black line, and then on this side I'm going to leave this white here, because when I fold it into my box, that's what's going to be where I glue it to the inside. So don't cut off this edge here. So I'm going to first cut off this black and white, and I'm going to cut these two black, and then I'm going to cut it directly down the middle. Okay, so I have my box cut out, and what I did is I scored it down the center of every one of these, and then however far apart they are, I scored them all the same. So then there's a score mark here, here, and here, and here. So when we glue them, we're going to glue it, and you can kind of, see how that's going to line up there when you glue it. Okay, that should work good. So then that's gonna give us our box, because I'm going to glue that right along. I'm going to put the glue right along here. And if you want to ink it or copy dye it, or seal it with something, you can do that now. But I'm just going to go through it and show you kind of the simplest way. So I think I'm going to use this bottom here. So I'm just going to cut around all the edges. Also, then we're going to score along these lines on this base as well. And, then it looks something like this. Okay, so I'm going to add the glue right on this seam line here. This is what's going to make our box. I'll line them up. Kind of what I like to do is, what I have done, I'll just lay it down, and if it's folded right on that, any of the score lines, it should all come up pretty even. I mean, it won't be perfect, but you know, it's homemade. Handmade, I should say. Okay, so now there's my box. And now here's my base. I'm just going to kind of trial fit it in there and see if, you know, if you have to kind of fiddle around with it. If you didn't get it quite on the... I think that's going to fit in there pretty nice. So I take it out because that's the top. Goes on the bottom. So I'm going to add my glue. Okay, I have put my glue on all the edges. So I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm just going to stick it in there. Fit in there pretty good. Isn't that cute? I think it's really cute. And then I'm just going to push down in there and, you know, seal the sides up along the edges so now I have the bottom in my container. Then our handle, what I did on some of these, like this one, printed it on designer paper and then put the ribbon on there. Then I would just glue the ribbon on like this onto my handle. Just makes it a little more stable. So I'll glue it on there. Hang on just a minute. Okay, I've got the glue on my handle now. And then I'm just going to take my ribbon and just lay it on there. Just love that black and white ribbon. It's so pretty. And, you know, and then just trim that off. So now we have our handle. It's still a little wet, but it just makes it a little more sturdy. So now I'm going to pick, well, I'm going to add the snow on the sides. I'm going to show you how I did that. What I do is I take this paper plate and I just dump some of the snow on, like that. You know, this stuff's really messy, so it's okay. So then what I do is I apply the glue. This glue just dripped out of the bottle, so I'm going to use it here. And I just apply the glue all around the top and the bottom and the sides. Well, you know, wherever you want your snow. It's just kind of gives it a really little old-fashioned look, which I like. Just kind of smear it around a little bit. And it needs to be on all the surfaces. It doesn't need to be, you know, goopy. So then I just dip it in there. And it turns out like that. Kind of pretty. So I'll do the rest of the sides. I applied all the snow to all the edges, so then it just kind of shake it off of there. Let that dry just a little bit, so then when I punch the holes and put the handle in, it isn't quite so wet. I wanted to show you now, like this one, I did an edge punch on, and then wove some of this red trim in there, give it just a little different look. So, you know, you can kind of do whatever you like. This one I added the tinsel on the handle. This one has the tinsel, and then this one just, you know, has the ribbon. That's kind of how we're doing. This is the one we're doing today. So I'm going to punch the holes so we can attach the handle. I think I'm going to use this side, these two sides. So I take the punch, crop it out. I just use the small hole and go in and I punch about right there. It doesn't have to be real fussy. Perfect, I guess you should say. And then this one, I'm going to punch about right there. And then in the handle, I think with the other handle, now this one is still wet. This is on copy dyed paper. I did some sewing, but it's still a little wet, but I can always take it off and sew it too. So about this far up on the handle. Not quite an inch. Well, it depends upon how long you want your handle. And just punch the hole. And I have my little, these are, I like these, it looks like a screw head. Kind of cool. I put it in the hole and then into the handle and open it up. That. And the other one goes in the hole and into the handle. So then we have our little Christmas box, gift box, or you can hang them on the tree. So that's pretty simple. Anybody can do it. So here's my little share for today of how I use my holiday tickets in my Etsy store. So if you go over and buy the tickets, just leave me a message that says send me the templates for the base and handle, and then I'll send the PDF to you. Well, I thank you very much for staying with me today while I do my little tutorial on my little boxes, and you guys have a good day. Thank you so much. Bye now.